What are the best planetarium items in the Binding of Isaac Repentance? Welcome to the video. This is Later Manor and Turt tier listing yet again. Say hi, Turt.
My name's Turt, and I hate all stats up.
As you should. All stats up sucks ass. Anyway.
I want my stats to be low.
That's right. I want them to stay low forever. So we're doing planetariums. Hopefully a bit of a shorter list today. Although who knows, because our cursed list took an hour. We thought it would
be an hour for 6 centuries.
But we're here. We're doing planetarium items. So, you know, starting off YouTuber stuff. Subscribe, leave a like if you want to see more Isaac stuff. Leave comments debating these items on your own. But we're gonna get right back into it. This is Soul, right?
Yeah. So Soul, already an interesting one to start with. I feel like this is a very it actually might be one of the most underrated items in the game. I don't think it's like insane or anything, but I've had a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people rank this item really low. And I vividly remember this time while I was streaming that someone was saying, like, I got it, I was in a run, I got Soul. Someone said, oh, that's one of the worst hits. And I'm like, it's really not. And then I didn't even remember all the effects, so I wrote off the wiki. It does so many things when you go to the boss room. It activates the effect of the Sun card, which fully heals you.
Of course.
So Red Heart's fully healed.
You can really min-max a lot with that too.
And the Sun card reveals your floor.
Of course.
So if you haven't found your secret rooms, it's going to find them for you. +3 damage and +1 luck for the rest of the floor. Fully recharges your active item, which includes 12 room charges.
I always forget about the active item.
And removes all curses on the floor except for Curse of the Labyrinth. It does so much when you beat the boss.
And then, am I tripping? This is also the one that lets you go through doors for free, right?
No, that's a different item.
Oh, that's a different one. Okay. So, okay. My judgment is different then.
Still. Now, all of those effects are for when you beat the boss, like you actually have to clear the room. However, you still get the +3 damage and +1 luck for the rest of the floor as soon as you enter up the boss room, which matters on Ascent. So for Ascent, you have the +3 damage and +1 luck for the whole floor. But
as soon as you enter, don't you have to beat the boss?
The damage, okay. All of those effects are when you beat the boss. However, the damage and luck is for when you enter a cleared boss room, if that makes sense.
Okay, so it doesn't work for the boss.
So you don't get the Sun card benefit and stuff on Ascent, but you will get the damage and luck on Ascent because you spawn in a cleared boss room and it just gives you the stats immediately.
You know,
and that matters for Dogma as well, because the Dogma, like the house room counts, you get the bonus and then you fight Dogma, I'm pretty sure. And it matters for Mother, I think, as well, because I'm pretty sure the top room in Mother counts as a cleared boss room before you go down in the actual boss, so you get the damage before Mother as well. And for Mega Satan, on the chest or dark room, you can fight Blue Baby or Lamb, get the bonus from them, and then go to Mega Satan, so you have the buff for Mega Satan too. There's quite a lot of bosses. And I think on Void, it will show you one boss room on the map. If you clear that boss room, you get all the soul effects. And if that boss room wasn't Delirium, then you can go into the Delirium with the stat buff. It's +3 damage and +1 luck.
All that
There's
being
quite a few
said,
bosses you can cheese it.
All that being said, I think it's either bottom nice or top of, I mean, it's alright.
I was gonna say it's nice. I think it has so many effects stacked onto it. I think it's really easy to get that +3 damage. Like for the actual final boss of your run on Ascent, it's really good. And even just you can go straight to the boss and then just double back on your floor, and it's really good bonus. I just think this item's very underrated. I think it's nice for sure. I'm actually never sad to see this.
And alright, like, I'll probably debate to move it lower. I personally think, even after hearing all of its perks, that I mean it's I don't think it's trash because I already know the 2 items that are going to be in trash.
I think the Sun card, the full heal on your Red Hearts, is
actually it is nice. No, it is.
It's so good.
But I also feel like
with that.
But I was gonna say, if you're not on min-maxable floors, it's not as crazy, but it's still good. It just has to be a Red Heart run.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And at the very least, it shows you your boss room, and that's like the main good effect that the compass has, because on your wound floors, you want to go straight to the boss, and then it shows you the boss room.
It's, no matter what, it's not bad. I also just think that there's so many, like, this is planetarium lists, like, we're comparing them to each other. So, like, I do actually think it'll end up going in, I mean, it's I, but I think it's fine here for now.
Yeah.
Luna.
Luna. So I actually need to. I think it gives. Okay, let me check the exact numbers. I forget how many secret rooms it gives you.
I'm taking a guess. Is the secret room one? Is that right?
Yeah, it is the secret room one.
Yeah.
Okay, it adds an extra secret room and super secret room. So I think you get Yeah. You get both an extra secret room and a super secret room, so your floor will have 2 of each, but it reveals one of them only.
I will instantly say this is better than Soul, 100%, at least.
I'm actually not sure. Anyway, just a
Not
bit more
only
on it.
does it give you an additional secret room, but you get it gives the light with the tiers up, right? You get the tiers up when you go in.
You get a tiers up. It's +1 flat tiers for the first one you go into, and then it's plus 0.5 for everyone after that. So you can give so it gives a potential of plus 2.5 tiers, and it gives you half a soul heart each beam as well. So that's 2 soul hearts.
Now I forget, are any of those tiers up permanent, or is it only for the floor?
Only for the floor.
Okay, so none of them are permanent.
Yeah. I think the only for the floor bit really brings this down.
Yeah, but I will still always say that's probably still better than Soul as it is, because you get that effect against any boss, like every boss in the entire run, and that's a lot of tiers. And additional secret rooms can, obviously that can highball really well. You get a lot of good secret room items out of that.
Okay, no, I'm pretty sure Soul, you get the benefit for more bosses than you do Luna. For one Beast, on Beast and Dogma, you can't get anything with Luna. Soul, you get the benefit. For Mother, you can get on both, so that's fair.
Well, that's no, but that's okay, you're right, you don't get the tiers, but you're discounting all the additional secret room items that you're getting with Luna. Like, that's a lot of items. Like, do you even get items with Soul? I don't think so. No, you don't.
No,
I mean, you can
get a
min-max.
full red heart heal with the
You can
sun
min-max.
heart, so-
You can min-max, but that's not on every floor. That basically only is before Womb.
Okay, but Soul is plus 3 damage. That's massive.
But not all the time. Granted, neither is the tiers up for Luna, but like, honestly, I think the additional secret room is so huge. I don't know.
I just think there's quite a few bosses where you don't get the benefit on it. And like, you still need to find the secret rooms, like on Void, for instance. You can get the one secret room it shows you. The other ones are going to be kind of hard to find.
Is it fire rate or tiers?
I call it flat tiers. I really hate the term fire rate because it's kind of outdated. I just say flat tiers because it works the same way that flat damage does.
Okay, so that means it goes past the cap, right?
But yeah, it goes past the cap.
If it goes past the cap, I'm keeping it where it is. Damage is not as good as tiers that go past the cap. It isn't.
I kind of agree with that, but I guess I am fine with it above Soul. I personally think Soul is better. I think, but
kind of comparable the more points I hear about Soul. But I also just feel like the moment I get Luna, I mean, I feel like both these items are only good if you get them a little earlier. But like, I feel like I just gain more power out of this in general than I do with this. I mean, the min-max potential of Soul is very good, obviously. But I don't know, man. Like, you could get so much good. I mean, every one of those additional secret rooms could be one of those restock secret rooms too. So you can min-max with that, Like,
I think probably the fact that you get a half soul heart with Luna, that actually has like been quite nice on some runs where I'm a bit struggling on health, and just you can go to your secret room, get half a soul heart.
I forgot about
multiple times the floor. I think that is probably what pushes it over Soul. But I do feel disappointed with Luna quite a lot of the time because it is just useless on a lot of final floors sometimes. Sometimes I guess
is it only Beast?
Not for Mother, though.
It's only Beast, right?
It's Beast. Okay, it's not Delirium, but it kind of feels like Delirium. Like,
it's not Delirium. You just gotta be thorough. I feel like even
how long you gonna be on that floor fighting you might not have the bombs. Void is that big. Like,
to be fair, I do think so. I will say I do think it probably should show you where your secret room secret rooms are on the map.
Yeah, like it shows you one of them.
Right.
But you have 4 of them. And
but you know what?
Show you where
at least it's something, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you gain a lot out of just having the additional secret rooms. So you're saying you get 2 extra secret rooms per floor, right?
Yeah. A super secret and a regular secret.
Like that. I mean, you're basically getting 50% more secret. Well, no, just twice as much secret room items.
This might be an item that like is a bit like of a sleeper for me. Like I'm not realizing
Yeah.
how much it's actually doing because I'm not really thinking like, oh, I got rock bottom in this secret room. That's
Right.
Luna's fault. Like I'm not thinking that. I'm just thinking I got rock
You're just
bottom.
thinking you got rock bottom from a secret
Yeah.
room. Yeah, you're not thinking it's because of Luna. Yeah, I get that.
That's fair. Okay, I can see it being above Sol then.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is this? Mercurius.
Mercurius. Now this is the one that keeps your doors open.
Oh, okay. This one's interesting. So, I mean, this is like one of the best utility items in the entire game. It doesn't give any power, right? It's literally just keeps all the doors open.
It's plus 0.4 speed, which is one of the biggest speed ups in the game.
True.
And then it keeps every door open, and that's it.
This is like the best. This is just flat out the best speed run item. Like it actually just is.
It is. Yeah. If you're going for speed runs, even for boss rush, this is really good.
That alone makes it instantly not trash no matter what. I mean, it depends on what run you're doing, but if you are going for speed running, then it's the best item, like no doubt.
Yeah.
Hell, people hack this in a lot just to like test stuff.
Yeah.
It's such a weird item to rank because it's just so significantly different from basically
I know
any
exactly where I would put it. I would put it in all right. I think it's all right.
I'm thinking that as well because I think for most scenarios, it's not as useful for a normal run. I mean, it's still good. All these items are pretty good.
I actually wish this item did more. I'm a bit disappointed with it. I think this is a planetarium item. I wish it did a little bit more. I wish it like held boss rush open for you, like even if you pass the timer.
That'd be pretty cool.
I don't think that'd be that ridiculous for what this item is meant to do. It's meant to like open all the I kind of wish that it made every locked door. Okay, not like item rooms and stuff. That'd be completely different. But like any like
any door. So like, what if like boss
doors?
What if boss doors stayed open after you entered? That'd be kind of wild.
No, I don't mean that. I mean like Mega Satan and like Mother. I wish it like kept those doors open. Like this should be like the ultimate utility item. You pick it up, you can go to all the rooms, and if you have any story marks that you haven't done,
I don't know if that would
kind of go there.
I'll admit though, I don't know if that like. I don't think that's the point of this item though. I think it's meant to literally just be like you could back up if you run into a room that you don't want to be in. Like that's what it is.
Okay, I need to. I'm not sure if I want to talk about this now or when I get to the item, but there's another item that kind of overshadows this one a lot. And I actually think that other item is almost objectively better. And because of that, that's why I want Mercurius to be better than it is. I guess I'll wait. It's not too long until we get to that item.
Whatever, we can leave it here. I mean, I actually agree that it's probably worse than both of these anyway. So.
Also, there's a lot of runs where you don't actually want to skip your rooms.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to fight them.
No, yeah, I honestly, whenever I have this item, I usually just fight the enemies anyway. In fact, sometimes it's even annoying.
I have it a lot of the time.
Sometimes I forget, and then I'll accidentally run back through the door like a dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really use the effect that much. It's a good speed up. That's kind of it. It's like, a lot of the time I get this, and it's basically the same thing as if I'd gotten a speed up from the boss, which is kind of sad.
I can't discount the fact that, like, I mean, yes, for a lot of runs, it technically does nothing. Is there technically any min-max potential with this?
I think all the Tainted Keeper stuff got patched. I'm not 100% sure. Let me check.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, you can get limited coin farming with Tainted Keeper.
Okay.
Enemies in rooms Tainted Keeper has already visited would eventually stop dropping coins. Okay, so it's not infinite as Tainted Keeper, but you can get a little bit extra. That's kind of it. Charm of the Vampire. You can get infinite healing by replaying a room and just killing enemies. That works with 4.5 volt and jumper cables too. Okay, so there's a bit of
It's odd. It's odd, right? Because like, I don't know. The more I talk about it, like, maybe it is trash, but like,
I don't think it's trash.
It's hard because
I just
like
think it's kind of mediocre.
It is mediocre. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I think it goes exactly there.
Yeah, it's probably fine there. Whatever, it's fine.
Next one is Venus. Venus is it gives you a red heart container, and then it's basically like Too Spooky, but it's charm. Every enemy near you gets charmed.
This is nice for rooms. It just is. I mean, I think no matter what, it's probably at least better than this one.
I think it is too, but I think it's just right there.
I think it might be too. Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
I've had this item like before, and I've had it like do a lot in certain rooms. But at the same time, sometimes it does kind of nothing.
Yeah, and it does nothing against bosses. I'm pretty sure, unless they like spawn enemies.
Yeah, unless they spawn enemies. I don't know. It's nice to have. It is very nice for room clearing. Sometimes you're getting overwhelmed, and then the enemies get charmed, and they just kill each other. It's like great. But I think soul. I'm definitely happy I have a soul.
I think this item just falls off really hard. Like, I think if you get this early, it feels very strong, like insane even early game. But like, honestly, the later in the run you get, the more it's just like, it's there, I guess.
I think that's a very accurate description. It falls off.
Yeah, it falls off pretty hard.
I actually don't think there's much to talk about with it either.
Yeah, not really. It's just it's too spooky with charm. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, this is Terra, and this is the one that I'm saying is almost objectively better than Mercurius. Because
it is. You're right.
You have rock tiers which break other rocks, open secret rooms, and they open doors.
No, you're right.
So this is Mercurius without the speed up, because you can just walk to a door and shoot it open, and like it makes Mercurius feel so redundant. That's why I wanted Mercurius to have like a bit of a buff in terms of like keeping boss rush open and stuff.
That's fair.
But I was also going to put it in insane.
Insane.
It's a damage up. It's semi-infinite bombs. They're not like real bombs, but you basically have infinite bombs. There's a weird effect that the rock tiers randomly deal either like anywhere between half and double your damage. I'm not sure if that like averages out to be like, I'm not sure like how that averages out. It might average out to be 1. It might average out to be higher than 1. I'm not sure. I don't know the math on that. Like I don't know if there's like if it takes like the exact middle or if it like centers on 1. I don't know.
At the end of the day,
either way, it's
basically like infinite. It's like basically infinite bombs for a lot of things. You can open up every single tinted rock ever, or any door.
Well, okay, this finds you all your secret rooms because you can
you can use it on secret rooms,
and you'll find them. You
can just shoot every wall. It's actually insane. I mean that's why it's
you can find crawl spaces because you can shoot every rock, and it's not like sulfuric acid where you can technically do it, but it takes a while. This is so quick. Like, you can just do it. It's quick. All of those like skulls and stuff can drop like cards and black hearts. So you just get free stuff. Like you get more. Like it's got utility to it. It's a damage up with a lot of utility, just because you can break everything.
The moment I see this, I pop off so hard. Like this is, I think, my second favorite planetarium item.
This item personally, it feels a little bit boring to me. Like it's I'm never like sad about it, but it's like, oh, I got Terra.
It is
insane.
Like,
yeah, it's good.
It is insane.
I was kind of hoping for something a bit more flashy, but it is insane. The actual effect is very powerful. It's very good.
I feel like its effect without the damage would still be like pretty insane. Honestly,
it would still be good.
It'd still be insane. It'd be a really good utility item, but now it gives you a pretty significant damage up. And all the utility. Like, how is it not insane? It's crazy. Honestly, I actually wonder if I'd put this above these two if it was just the rock effect. I think I might. Its utility is really strong.
I would compare it to Luna.
Yeah. I mean, it's really strong. Like, you could do so much with the rock tiers. Yeah.
I mean, okay, recently I had a stream. I had a run that was really struggling. Like, it was doing really bad. And I had fruitcake, which has sulfuric acid on it sometimes. I was so desperate that I broke every skull in depth. Every single skull. I got Dry Baby and Ghost Baby. I got some cards. I got some black hearts. Like, it helped a lot. It made me win. But, Terra can do that. So, I'm just saying. Terra could have done that. It would have been way quicker. And I would have won the run with Terra there. I'm just saying.
What's this bad boy here?
Mars. Mars. Mana, I have a very important question.
Is this the one?
Do you play on keyboard or controller?
Controller.
Okay, so you also hate it, I'm assuming.
Okay. You're right, actually. If you play on keyboard, this item is very good.
It's a lot better.
Okay, so this one's a bit odd. So I mean, like Turtier just said, it depends on the way you play. So Framer doesn't know Mars. You basically turn into a bull. You get like the charge effect from like any like.
You double tap a movement key to dash in a direction, and you get invincibility on that dash.
Now, outside of playing with controller and accidentally mashing the dash button when you don't want to, it's a pretty good item, right? Like, if you assume that never happens, like, just assume for a second that never happens. You never mess up.
You get free curse rooms. You can clear some rooms easier. You can find a good opportunity to dash. Just dash to the enemies.
Yeah.
Like, if you need to bail out of a situation, just dash. Sometimes you dash into a bad situation again, but still, you have the option.
I mean, this is
Yeah,
unless I'm forgetting one. This is one of the 2 items I thought was going to be in trash.
Yeah, this is the one I was also before the video. Me and Mana were basically
The
saying,
thing
"Oh, there's 2 items
is-
you think will be in trash." This is one of them. We didn't
now,
say it.
now
but
that you
it
bring
was.
up the keyboard thing, though, like, it's hard. Can I justify putting it in trash? Because I feel like it is strong. Assuming
thing,
you don't mess up.
Oh, maybe that's against like our normal like tier list philosophy. I want to put it in trash just because it really needs to be fixed. Like, it actually just needs to be fixed. This is not a bad item, but it's broken. It does not function correctly. It is bad. Okay. Okay. I need to let the keyboard players know. This item, if you're playing on controller, I have trouble manually activating it. I will double tap the stick, it won't dash me. But when
you're moving normally, it'll just happen.
Minding my own business, it will dash you. And because it's a joystick, it will do like a curve on the dash. There's been times I'm fighting beasts, curve dash me straight into the lava. Like, just stuff like that happens.
It does.
But it's so it's so bad. It's so bad. I don't want to pass up this item when I see it on a run. That feels bad because it's a planetarium item. What I will do instead is I will switch to keyboard. I am worse on keyboard because I play on controller.
To be fair,
will switch to keyboard.
No, you know what I do?
Just to use this item.
You know what I do? I don't. I switch to D-pad on controller, and it actually still works with D-pad pretty well.
Okay, when I'm playing controller, like before I decided I was just going to switch to keyboard, what I would do is I would manually activate it with the D-pad, but I would still use the joystick to move.
I would do that too.
I'm too used to...
But eventually I started just moving with D-pad and using one, which is honestly fine when you do that. It's just a little weird switching to D-pad when you're used to joystick.
I feel like D-pad would be hard for me to use. I'm worse on keyboard, obviously, because I haven't played keyboard since Flash Isaac. Like, I played Flash, and then I got After Earth Plus on Switch, and then I was playing on Switch, and then when Repentance came out, I just kept using my Switch controller. But,
You know, I'm gonna say it. I don't think this is bottom of trash. I think there's too many good things about it. I don't think it can be bottom of trash.
But even when I play on keyboard, I don't accidentally activate it as often. But I still don't get that much good use out of it. And there's a lot of keyboard players that still accidentally activate this and hate the item as well. So, and this is an item that I don't even think it's like a skill thing. I think it's just like how you play the game depends on whether this item is like completely god awful or like actually takeable. Because like people just play the game differently. Like, everyone's going to click the keys like a little bit differently. I don't even think that's a skill thing. And if you are just one of those people that like does micromanagements just from muscle memory, this item screws you over.
I actually,
too quickly,
the more I think about it though, it is an inconvenience. Like, I would definitely rather see anything above. So let's just put this in trash because that's probably.
I'm okay putting it in trash.
Listen, I do think it's worse than all of these. Actually, I can see the argument for it being here. That's the thing.
At least Mercurius is still good for speedrunning. Like,
it is, but like, okay, realistically, if you get used to like D-pad or keyboard, it's really not that bad. It's just like when you have to switch from a joystick.
Like my point is like I've not had that much issue on keyboard when I use it. Like I'm worse at the run because I'm not as used to the control scheme, but I don't have issues with mouse specifically when I do that. But other keyboard players have issues with this item too.
Yeah. Like,
it's not just controller players that don't like it. I mean, most keyboard players, like, it's usually better for them, but some keyboard players still don't. And
at the end of the day, it still has hindrance to it, but I don't think it's fair to say that it's the worst planetarium item.
Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that.
Because this is Jupiter, right?
Yeah. Okay, before we get to Jupiter though,
right,
Mars was the item I voted for on that worst item poll that Edmund did. Because like the point of that poll was like not items that are like intentionally bad, like Cursed Eye. It was items that like need a rework. And I really like it. Oh my god, if there's any update I want besides the Void update and like a Delirium rework, they just need to fix Mars. Just give it any other activation method. Any at all. Please. Just anything else.
I do agree.
Anyway.
I do agree. It definitely needs to be fixed. But even with it broken, I still don't think it's that bad. I have always taken this. I've never rejected Mars.
Jupiter?
Jupiter, I have rejected many times.
Okay.
Many times.
I still think Jupiter's trash, but I actually think it's an underrated item.
I don't think it's bad, but I think it falls off harder than the charm does. Like, a lot harder. This is very good in early game. So this is the item that it makes you super fat, way slower, like way slower. How much of a speed down is it?
Negative 0.3.
It's so bad. It's a big speed down. And the farts, it makes you fart around you doing, you know, the poison cloud, which is very good against early game enemies, but it's specifically early game enemies. Late game enemies, not really. I mean, it's okay, but not really. And it basically sucks against bosses the entire run. And you probably get hit more in general because you're so much slower.
One interesting thing with this is that it does give you a speed up, like,
while
if you stand still, it'll give you a speed up, like, while you're charging the fart.
but
that's
like,
something that's good with rock bottom.
You're always.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
Well, that's true. But you're
I'm not
gonna
say something's good with rock bottom. That's a bit situational.
Yeah, that's stupid. But it is true that that's a thing. But like, honestly, I actually think that's like kind of an annoying part about it in a way, because like constantly switching your speed while moving, like I feel like it like kind of messes with my brain a little bit. Like, I don't know. It's something about like when you're trying to dodge in specific tier patterns, like your speed is fluctuating so like, you know, so quickly. So it's kind of weird. Like when you're trying to move and be in a different, like when you're trying to move. I guess
I've never personally had an issue with that at all.
I don't think that that's like, granted, that's not really like a real negative to it, but it's still like odd. Like I prefer that it just left you at normal speed rather than raising it every time you fart for like a little bit. Or no, when you stand still. Yeah, it's when you stand still and then it charges up. I'd rather it just keep you at normal speed. Well, I mean, obviously, because then it would just be... That's the thing. You know what? That's the thing about this item. If it just had no speed drop, I'd be okay with it. I'd say it's actually comparable to Venus, probably. Maybe even better.
Yeah, okay, well, I was going to argue that this item is better than Mars, but I think that is being a bit unfair to Mars, because... And I looked at the stats just now, because I like the plus 2 HP up on this. I actually think plus 2 HP is kind of nice.
That's one of the only reasons that I take this, is because of the HP.
I'm going to compare this to Bucket of Lard. Bucket of Lard is negative 0.2 speed down, so it's less of a speed down, and Bucket of Lard gives you the heart containers are actually like full.
Yeah.
But on Jupiter, it only fills half of those 2 heart containers you get. Only half a red heart. Right. 1.5 is missing. That's just like, why?
Okay, and it's important to know that these are planetarium items. Like lard.
Yeah.
Like lard is good because of where you get it. Usually it's worth taking lard because of where you pick it up.
The fact that I can compare a planetarium item to a bucket of lard is a little bit sad. Yeah. So yeah, maybe it is below Mars.
It is. Like this doesn't feel nearly as strong as any of these other items. Like literally any of them. Even Mars. Yeah. Like I see the argument to why it's a good item. I see it. Right? It's good against enemies. Hell, you could even use it against bosses and free curse rooms.
I have used Mars to some success before, at least.
Yeah.
Something with Jupiter though. I mean, I've used
Jupiter.
Red Hearts
Yes, you could basically steamroll the first 4 floors. Ooh, big whoop. Who cares? You're gonna steamroll them anyway. Like literally, like it's so irrelevant. I only really, the fart is basically not even like relevant to me because I value late game so much higher than early game.
It's not really relevant to me either.
Yeah, I only value it for the health.
More about the 2 HP up.
It's only about the
just
health.
The health.
Yeah.
That's all.
And 2 health is not as good as any of these other items. That's
to be fair. If we want to make a comparison, Venus gives you +1 full red heart and heals one of your empty red hearts if you have one. So Venus gives you basically like a better health up anyway. Like okay, it's
crazy.
Worse
that's the crazy thing though. So
container.
If there was no speed drop, where would you put this? Because I actually think I might put it here.
Well, actually, considering it. I actually think it's still below Venus because at least Venus gives you the charming effect, and it's not that much worse of a HP up. I think Venus is still better even without the speed down, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, maybe. But I do think the speed drop is very massive, like the big speed drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, even though you're getting 2 health, you're almost always getting hit more no matter what. Because of the massive speed drop. So
yeah, I still stand by what I said earlier that I think this item is a little bit underrated, but it is still the worst planetarium item.
Yeah.
Like I don't think this is like a never take item.
I think that's my biggest issue.
Never take. It's not that.
No, I still take it most of the time. But the fact that I actually do skip out on it sometimes on a planetarium item is ridiculous. It should never be a pass. at a planetarium.
I take this more than Mars. Again, I will sometimes play Mars on keyboard. That's mostly because I just want to take it, like just because it would feel bad to skip it. But objectively speaking, I do better in my run if I just skip Mars. Jupiter I will take more often than Mars for sure, but I have skipped both of them. But the reason I want Mars higher is just because if you're playing on keyboard and you don't have issues with the random dash, then it is actually just a better item than Jupiter, so it should be above.
It is weird.
Mars is still like broken enough that it should be trashed.
If Mars
so
was
I think that's fair.
if Mars was not broken, I'll put it this way. I think it might even be bottom here. Its effect is very strong.
I'm not sure because I've not got to use it for real.
True, but I feel like theoretically, it's just an extra.
Yes,
it's an extra kit. You get free invincibility. Like that's what it is. It's free invincibility.
I could see it.
It might even be like here, honestly, or here. It actually could be, but the broken.
Insane.
I don't think it'd be quite insane, but I think this is actually fair if it never messes up your movement.
But yeah, I think that's enough for those two. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that was fair argument. I think for Jupiter, I really, the more I talk about it, I don't even think it'd be that crazy if it just didn't give you the speed drop. I actually just think it would be okay then. Like it'd be
yeah, no, I agree completely.
Like
I think it would still be worse than Venus. Or very comparable.
Yeah, like, whatever.
Saturnus. So
that's
you get a orbit of tiers around you. I think it's 8 tiers as soon as you enter a room. Oh no, it's 7 tiers. And then they do extra damage. They do 1.5 times your damage plus 5 flat. That's pretty good. And yeah, enemy tiers have a chance to be caught in the orbit. Right. I don't know what the chance of that is, but
I actually do value this more as a. I actually value this a little more as a protective item than an offensive item. It's actually good offensive wise against enemies, but I don't feel like
in rooms.
Yeah, in bosses, I noticed that like the tiers that orbit around you, they just like go away, and then they're just like they're just done.
It says it here. After 13 seconds, they automatically disappear.
Yeah, it takes way too long. 13 seconds in a boss fight is way too long for them to reappear. So I really only value this.
No, they disappear. They fall to the ground after 13 seconds. You don't get any more.
You don't get any more.
It's just on room entry.
However,
they do a lot of damage. It's 1.5 times your damage plus 5. That's
but it's only
against
final
bosses.
Only 7 tiers. You said, right?
Yeah, it's basically useless against final bosses.
Yeah.
Actual regular bosses, you can hit all of the tiers pretty easily,
That's
and that is
true.
actually a fair amount of damage. And it's good on rooms,
No,
but it falls off on the final boss. At that point, it becomes a defensive item where you can catch the tiers, but I'm not sure what the chance of that is. I don't think it's super high.
I'm pretty sure you could, when you catch the opponent's tiers, I'm pretty sure you can you could use those offensively, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I don't think they do much damage, but I mean, still.
Okay. I mean, it's a passive defensive item, or you can nuke any new enemy room you come into, basically. Well, I don't know.
It's very good for enemy rooms, I think.
I don't know nuke, but it is good for sure. I do actually think it might be worse than both of these. I do think it's better than both of these. I think it's
in nice tier. It's in nice tier, but it might be the bottom. Yeah, I actually thought it was going to be higher, but I'm thinking more about it. It's really not that crazy.
The fact that the tiers don't ever come back in a boss fight, I think that's really cringe. I think it should be like...
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it should like spawn new tiers like every 5 seconds. It's a planetarium item. Let it be crazy.
I feel like a lot of the planetarium items are a little bit underwhelming. Like, it's... Yeah, I mean, Soul... I think Soul is underrated. I think Soul is actually fine for what it does. Same with Luna. Same with Terra for sure. Saturnus is like one of them though. I think like it's good. I think it should be better.
Yeah, but you know what? When I pick this up, I still say nice. So maybe it is nice.
Yeah.
Like with these, I'm just like, I mean, it's alright.
yeah, exactly. It's
alright.
Saturnus is nice. I'm happy enough.
Okay with that. Yeah.
I'll get this. I'm like, I usually think I could have done better. I also could have done worse.
But it's nice. Like, it's nice. I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Uranus though. Is this an insane or is this high nice?
This is ice. This is ice, right?
The ice tiers, yes.
Yeah, this is probably insane. I don't think it's as good as rocks. Might be a hot take.
I definitely don't think it's as good as rocks. The only problem with this, and the only reason I'm like considering high nice instead, is because then you get an ice pun, right? No. I'm sorry.
True. Nice. Nice. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. No, the real reason I was thinking it might be top of nice is because it doesn't really do that much against bosses. Because it doesn't.
Right.
The ice tiers only matter when you kill enemies.
You're right.
Which is really good for room clearing. But for bosses, unless they spawn enemies, even if they spawn enemies, you're not getting that much benefit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It actually...
It probably is
I don't
nice
know.
the more I think about it. It does. It actually probably is one of the best room clearing items in the game. But
it makes things so
it's room
safe because
clearing.
bomb flies or any
Yeah.
death shots, they don't come out. They just don't. And then you can hit the enemy into other enemies and freeze them really easily. It's just good.
I do think it's very nice, but maybe it isn't insane.
Yeah.
The more
I
I
could
think
see it
about
being insane though. I could
But
see
I
it,
actually don't
but-
think it's comparable to Terra at all the more I think about it. I think Terra's so much better.
Yeah.
Like, way better.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I think it
But maybe
probably
we're
does
just
stay there.
maybe we're just thinking of it wrong because it is one of the best like room clearing terror effects
It
in the game.
is, but like, Terra's good against everything. Terra, you could leave rooms, so screw the rooms. You could kill the enemies with the extra damage. You can...
And it has utility.
Yes, all the utility
rock
breaking every
and secret
rock,
room.
finding secret rooms. It's actually not even close. Like, I don't even think it's on the same spectrum.
Yeah, actually, you're right. You're right.
Like, not at all. There's one item that the more I talk about it, maybe Terra is a little better. This is my favorite planetarium item. This is Neptunus, right?
Yeah, Neptunus. This item, I feel like I sleep on it a little bit, but then sometimes I'm like, wow, this is actually really strong.
So, okay, the thing with Neptunus is that you have to change how you shoot. So, for anyone who doesn't know, I don't know if you know this, but with Neptunus, this is like charge tiers, but in a weird way. It's not like Cursed Eye. It's like
when you're not holding the fire button, you charge.
Exactly. So, what you have to do with this item, you have to basically like go against how it's meant to be played, and then it's insane. All you do, this works really well if you shoot with, you basically have to play this way. You have to shoot with the buttons. Do you shoot with the buttons or with the other stick?
I shoot with the buttons.
Okay, so do this next time you play with this. I don't know if you do it. You need to spam the shoot button, not wait for it to charge, and then hold it. If you spam the shoot button, have you never done this?
I haven't. I'll test it right now.
Please do.
I don't see why this
Please
is much
do.
different.
If you spam the shoot button instead of holding the shoot button, you shoot so quick, and it basically, the meter never goes down. It actually just doesn't.
Oh my god, wait, wait, holy shit!
You see it?
Wait, I did not know this.
Do you see
What
it?
the hell?
What
the hell?
Something, y'all. I'm big brain. Later,
Wait,
manner.
this is insane! What the hell?
Insane. Little intermission here for you. So yeah, I just wanted to show off how absolutely broken Neptunus is. So this is the only item I have. Just put it in debug console. This is all I have, right? So usually what most people think is you just use it during like just to charge up your tiers, so you can blast a bunch of tiers at enemies, during invulnerability phases. But really what you're supposed to do with Neptunus is the game break method, which is just you spam the button and the meter like basically just never goes down. You can just literally shoot like almost forever, like super quickly. This is with no tears ups. No tears ups. And it's even crazier when you do have tears ups. Like, look at this. Do you see this? This is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. This is no tears, and I'm shooting this fast with only Neptunus as my only item. This is like max tier rate. And I mean, I could shoot it faster, but obviously, like, no, like I'm actually shooting like pretty hard. Oh shoot, I'm like hurting my hand. But yeah, no, with Neptunus as your only item, you just run up. Like, how is it not crazy? Come on now. Neptunus is insane.
Wait, I'm actually shocked that worked. I'm so shocked.
And you're seeing, right? The
seems-
meter basically never goes down.
It seems to peter out like at around like half the bar. Like it you can't keep it at like.
But then
5
guess
bars.
what? But it lasts for
But it
so
stays, like,
long,
half the bar.
and then you stop shooting for like 1 second, and then you start spamming again, and it's fine. Because it lasts so long.
I was under the impression with Neptunus that it never increased your DPS, but what it did was like basically offset the downtime in your DPS. Like, for example, Hush goes underground. Well, now you get extra DPS when Hush comes back up. That's what I thought it did.
And you still can do that, but there's no reason to, because you can just spam and always have insane tier rate.
I thought that there was no difference between just holding down the fire button, like against an enemy that's like actively up, like Hush is like actually out of the ground, just fighting you normally. I thought there was no difference between just holding down the fire button and waiting for it to charge fully, releasing it fully, waiting for it to charge fully, releasing fully. I thought that the because even the wiki says that it scales, like it charges at the same rate. So I didn't think you'd actually get a DPS up on this. But the like little exploit you just taught me, that has to be DPS up. There's no way.
Oh, it's an insane DPS up. Okay, I want to let you know.
I'm looking at how fast those are coming out.
There's no way. You have no idea. This is so much stronger than Terra from a power perspective. Obviously, now there is a discussion here. This is way stronger than Terra in terms of power. Like, it's not even close. All right. I need to preface this. It's so quick. And you don't even need any other tiers ups in the entire run. You just like, I mean, this is like past tier cap instantly with one item. Like, you could be at base tiers, you're past tier cap instantly with this, assuming you're spamming the shoot button. And it's so easy to do. This is not like a skill thing. As long as you know to spam with this item, it's broken. It's actually broken.
I mean, literally, I've never done this before. I got out my keyboard. I don't know my keyboard.
And he instantly did it.
I did it instantly. Like, it was not hard.
It's so easy.
Instantly, I'm seeing
so
a massive
easy.
improvement in the DPS. It's so much extra tiers.
So, yes, it's way stronger than Terra, but I could see Terra being better because of utility. Okay, I still think Neptunus is way better, because this is a... Well, no, I don't think it's way better. I think it's comparable. But from a run-winning standpoint, I feel like I've never lost a run with this, ever. I mean, to be fair, I don't know if I've lost a run with Terra either.
Here's the thing, though. I was actually already going to put it, out of the items we have, I was already going to put it in the top 3, even without knowing the exploit, just because I like the ability to basically like get a cursed eye shot without the teleport ability. Like, just whenever you have downtime, you just get a charge, and it's a lot of damage. I already liked that effect. I did not know about this exploit. I think that is enough to put it over Terra. Honestly, that's crazy.
Fair. It is. It's my favorite It's my favorite planetarium item by a lot. Like, not like what you said about Terra not being flashy. I feel like this is very flashy, especially if you have some tier effects. This graph is awesome. This is awesome.
I already thought it was okay. I already thought it was an okay item. This is insane. What?
The convince. No, I love Neptunus. Easily my favorite planetarium item, and it's the item I always think of when I think of planetariums. I do like Terra. It's very useful. The power of Neptunus, bro. Chat or comments, please tell me if you knew about this and try it out in your next run that you get Neptunus, because it's so broken. Like, it's one of those things you need to experience. Like, it doesn't sound like it's that crazy. It is. All right, it goes like...
You need... take it from me, who just learned about it right now. You do need to experience it. Madam was saying it, I'm like, there's no way this makes a difference. Or, like, it might make a slight difference. No, it makes a difference. I can see, I have eyes. I can see there are a lot extra tiers. That's not normal.
I think the main thing about it is that it's not really even charge tiers anymore. It's just like, it's almost basically a flat max tier rate. Like, that's basically what it is. Or more than max tier rate.
It's just so much extra.
Yeah. So, like basically
if you don't want to test it, if you don't want to test it, just take it from me. Think about what your fire rate is with Neptunus when you're at like half of the bar being full. You have that permanently.
Yeah, literally. No, literally. It actually is like that. It's so ridiculous. So yes, I don't know how I figured that out. I think I just like randomly was playing with it, and I don't even know if this is a well-known thing, because clearly you didn't know about it.
I don't even think it's on the wiki.
No.
Oh no, wait. Oh my god, no, it does say it on the wiki. Rapidly tapping the fire button will not empty the charge and can be used as a permanent massive increase to fire rate. There you go, the wiki says it too.
Oh wow. Okay, well there you go.
It is a massive increase to fire rate.
It's very, very good. It's very, very good. Neptunus, bro. Neptunus. Anyway, after all that.
Pluto. I think this one is insane as well, but it's definitely the bottom of insane.
I agree.
Pluto, it's a massive size down, and it's a tiers up. Firstly, a tiers up is already like decent.
Yeah.
It's the same as Wycode Hangar. That's already like decent. But the size down, you just dodge everything.
You do. I think like it's a much better defensive item than Saturnus.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it gives you tiers up. And the size thing lets you like break the game a little bit. Like, you could like fly over gaps and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
if you get small, I think you need more. Like you need some one makes you small pills. You can't just do it with Pluto. I don't think.
no, you can.
But if
You
you're
can.
small enough, can you?
You just have to be going
I don't
fast
think
enough. No, that's the big thing. You need to be going
yeah.
fast enough. You need speed up.
You need speed as well. Yeah, it's easier when you're smaller. But yeah, if you have enough speed, yeah, you can basically like get pseudo flight. Like any consumables that are over rocks, you can just glitch between them and get them anyway. And one good thing with Pluto, actually, you can very easily glitch through your crawl spaces and get your error room.
Yeah,
It's very
that's
easy.
true. That's a good point.
Not just with Pluto, but if you have like some other size down stacked on it, like even a one makes you small pill. Sometimes you do it on accident. You need to be a bit careful, actually. It's actually kind of easy to glitch through when you're smaller.
Yeah.
So sometimes I go into a crawl space, I need to be really careful not to glitch through. You just fall through the floor.
Do I think? Yeah, this is probably better than Uranus, right?
Yeah. I do think Terra's probably better overall.
Terra's way better.
But
I think that's where I'm kind of like struggling a little bit because I feel like this is not nearly as good as these two. But like I don't think this is even close.
I also think it's definitely better than Uranus though.
No, you're right. It is. I think it is. But like I don't even think it's comparable to Terra or Neptunus.
Uranus I was already like, you know what? Maybe we do make a 5th tier and we put Luna, Sol, and Saturnus in that tier. Like in the middle tier.
No, because I like the
that would make
colors
sense to me. True. Okay, well, that feels wrong to Saturnus though. Like Saturnus is not in that tier, but I could see moving Sol, Luna, Sol, and Saturnus into a tier between nice, and I mean it's alright. And then those tiers would make sense to me because Pluto and Uranus feel a bit comparable, Venus and Mercurius feel comparable, and then the other 3 feel comparable, but they don't feel comparable with each other.
Colors.
The colors, no.
I liked the colors.
I've ruined it all.
Goat? No.
I was thinking just nice and mid.
That's fine. Mid and nice.
I've ruined the colors. I've done
I know.
it.
My OCD, no. I think this feels more
Oh my
correct.
god, it's great. Mid has 3 items, so it's like it's symmetrical. Oh, it's great. Perfect.
This does feel better, actually, yeah. As much as I hate these colors. Wait. I can fix this. Wait.
Fix them. This is important.
Wait. Boom. And then... Boom. Insane. Alright. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually, honestly, I feel like this list is very solid. Any changes?
Yeah, this is very good.
The
I could
most
see
agreeable
mid-tier
list we've
changing
ever
order.
had.
I could see mid-tier changing order. That's the only tier I could see changing order, actually. Everything else, I'm agree on the exact placement. And even mid, I'm not like, there's nothing that's like standing out like, oh, this would change the order. I just think theoretically, like, I think these are pretty close. And I think
Luna and Sol, your comparison for Luna and Sol is fair. It's just like, really try to take your brain out of the actual effect, like the strength you're getting out of each, and think about the extra item, like the actual items that you're getting out of Luna. And you get a lot. Like, you're getting 2 extra secret rooms every floor.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot. That is actually a lot. And, you know, the tears up still is really nice. Even just getting 1 tears up for the boss is like really, really, really useful per floor. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's a big perk for Luna. I do feel like, I don't know, I'm pretty adamant about Luna being better than Sol, I think. I would actually even argue... No, I'm okay with this. You made some good points about Sol as well. I was going to say Saturnus might be above Sol. That one's a harder...
Damn, Sol landed in the exact middle of the list. And to be honest, that kind of does feel right. Because the main problem I have, like when I said it's underrated, a lot of people think this is like one of the worst hits in the pool. I really don't think that. It being a middle hit, though, I think makes sense.
Yeah.
So it being in the exact middle of the list, I think makes sense to me.
I think it's fine. I mean, there's a lot of potential with Sol. I think the problem with Sol is that it's like, it's one of those items that like, theoretically, it's insane. But you don't get as many scenarios where you could really abuse it as much as you want. Like, especially with the Sun card. Like, I always think about how you can min-max with it. But, like, I feel like it doesn't happen as much as I want it to. You know?
Yeah. But, like, I think the tiers make a lot of sense here because Mars and Jupiter are the only ones I sometimes skip. Venus and Mercurius, like, I'm obviously not going to skip them, but I don't really care that much. Saturnus, Sol, and Luna are all ones that like I'm happy enough to get, but I know I could have done better. Then Uranus and Pluto I'm pretty happy with, and then Terra and Neptunus I'm like, yeah. Okay, Neptunus probably would have been in the like probably below Pluto before, or even below Uranus before I found out.
I could absolutely see that. I want to let you know, I learned on my own about the Neptunus like game break strat. Like I don't know, I feel like I learned it like the second time I played with it. I was like, this is kind of weird, like the whole meter like shooting thing. So I just started like spamming because it kind of felt like it was going a little quicker. Like I was slowly pressing it to like, you know, hold up charge, and then just like I just kept doing it, and then it was just so free. Like I don't even know how it happened.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
It is actually ridiculous. Now, granted, I could see the world where Terra's above. I could see it, but it's really just a combination of its power and utility. This item is like you don't need anything else. You actually don't. Like this is the only item you need in the game. This is like on par with like the top angel deal items. Like actually, like that's what
that far. Okay, to be fair, I haven't used it in a run yet, but I wouldn't go that far.
But you have to understand, with no tiers up, you're going way past the tier cap. Why even worry about purity tiers at that point when you're shooting way faster than that anyway?
Oh, that's true.
All the time.
When you say top angel items, that's comparing to like.
Okay, no. Okay, to be fair, no, you're right. You're right. I didn't mean compared to like Godhead or Sacred Heart or Spirit Sword. I meant like higher than like Holy Mantle or something.
Yeah.
Or...
No, I can see this as being like comparable to like a Star of Bethlehem. It's
it is
still worse.
No, it actually is though.
It's still worse because Star of Bethlehem gives you homing and damage up as well. But
yeah, you might be right. But
it's comparable enough.
I think its actual tier. Its actual tier rate is actually comparable.
The fact that I can even compare them at all is already insane for me. I was not expecting any of those items to. Because again, like. The Planetarium, I have felt like Planetariums, I would want them to be a little bit more powerful. Generally, in the game, I like things being harder, and I usually like want things to be nerfed more. But I actually think Planetariums in particular, because they're so rare, I feel like they should be better than they actually are. So I'm very happy you told me this Neptunus thing, because now it actually feels like a really like good Planetarium.
I always go for Planetarium specifically because of Neptunus. I love Neptunus. It's actually one of my favorite items in the game, just because of the shooting thing. It's just
I can see it. I can see it.
It's so much fun. It actually is. It's also just like it's fun, right? Like to spam the button instead and shoot like that quickly. I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad that I'm glad to see my boy Neptunus at the top. Let us know in the comments how you feel about the list. Let us know any changes you would make. I think I could see the argument for these two switching. I could see the argument. I could even see the argument for Terra over Neptunus just because of the extra utility of Terra.
Yeah.
But man. Neptunus is so OP. Like it actually is free game win.
I could see some people putting Mars higher just because if they don't have issues with it, then it actually would be alright. But
I can see it too.
It actually just needs a fix, like an actual like patch.
Yeah. Outside of its brokenness, I do agree. It's probably okay. Assuming it never broke, like it never messed up your movement, I actually think it's probably here. Honestly. Probably, yeah. Or like maybe even here. It is. I mean, it's invincibility. It's free invincibility.
I still think Uranus would be better because Uranus, the tier effect is incredibly good.
You're right. You're right.
Very good.
You're right. But it's just you're right. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the list. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments what you feel like. Come tune in next time when we do the actual planet tier list. We get a million likes.
Hits 1 million likes.
1 million likes, and we'll do the actual planet tier list.
The actual planets.
Earth, insane.